What is going on, guys? It's a 458 here, and welcome back to my channel. As always, if you have any helpful hints, suggestions, or anything you'd like to say, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, especially if it helps me to improve the quality of the content that I'm bringing to you guys. So, if you watched the F6F video, you would have noticed that I said that I think I was maybe getting the hang of the 50 calibers of freedom. So today I thought I would take out the P-51 Mustang. I'm going to take out the premium one. This is one of the few premium planes I own, simply because I took advantage of the War Thunder Special over Christmas, I think, with the Ultra Pack, or whatever they called it. I bought that mainly for the gold and the premium account time, but you know, some premium planes never hurt. So this is the P-51D-20, which has the premium version. It's a Tier 4 battle rating of 5.0, top speed of 711 kilometers an hour, turn time of 20 seconds, and a rate of climb of 18 meters per second. So it's fast in a straight line, it's fast in a dive, it doesn't climb terribly well, nor does it turn terribly well. You can probably give a decent fight to like a BF-109 in a turn fight, but they'd probably just bleed you of energy. Focke-Wulfs you could probably turn with, but generally that's not what this plane is meant for in War Thunder. As for the armament, you have 6 50 caliber machine guns with 2,080 rounds of ammo. Now the video that I recorded, as I said, was I think this was the very first realistic battle in the P-51 that I've ever done, and it was on Saipan against the Japanese, and it ends in a fiery death for me, unfortunately. But if one moment had gone a little bit differently, I think I probably would have been able to win, or would have had a good chance of winning the match for my team. Again, it was a match where my team disintegrated around me. I was one of the last planes left. There was another P-51 high, although he just disappeared. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. And I think there were 3 or 4 Japanese planes left. And if it wasn't for one moment, things could have gone differently. But anyways, let's head on off to the game footage. See you guys in a bit. Alright guys, welcome to Saipan and the P-51 Mustang. Now this commentary is not being recorded live. As I said, this is I think my very first realistic battle in this plane, so I just decided to record it, see what happened, and it turned out to be quite an interesting match. So in front of us we've got a Ki-61, and there is a premium Focke-Wulf 190 who has just wrecked our other P-51. So we're going to move in towards him, try and get a little bit more altitude. We've got some decent speed, but he's come out of a dive, so does he. We've got an XP-50 also, and a Spitfire coming to help. We do not want to go heads up with the Focke-Wulf. Their cannons will wreck us, and he is down, so that's very nice. So this Ki-61 is moving in. I'm not entirely sure where I was planning on going at this point, but now we're starting to pull out a gap on him. Now, as I said, like this match, you know, when there were several Japanese planes left, there was the Bull is actually the guy you just saw in front of me. He was the guy who was left, and he just sort of disappeared. I don't know what the hell he was doing up high. But there were several guys left, excluding sorry, let me rephrase that. There were several enemy planes left, me and Bull, and you know, he just disappeared. So it was essentially like 2, 3, maybe even 4 on 1. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see when we get there. And you know, some help would have been appreciated. But if one moment had gone a little bit differently, who knows what could have happened. But anyway, we've got this Focke-Wulf up high now, so we're going to turn towards him. We've got some good speed, and as I said, I think this is probably one of the planes that the P-51 can successfully outmaneuver in a turn fight. We are not going to get this kill, I don't believe. I think some teammates arrive to support, and they manage to get the kill before I'm able to put significant guns on target. But yeah, this was a really enjoyable round. I must actually say that. And again, I really do think that maybe the 50 calibers are starting to work for me. So just trying to put some long range shots in and get out of the way of our Spitfire. We do now have a 0 on our tail, so we are going to just point the nose straight at the ground and try and pull away, because this is one area where the P-51 is one of the best planes when it comes to like dive speed. And I was a little bit surprised with how much this 0 was able to keep up with me in the dive. I did kind of expect to pull away a little bit quicker than I did, but now we're at over 600 meters. He's not going to be keeping up with us anymore. And we've got another 0 off at our 10 o'clock, and we're keeping an eye on him because he might try and intercept us, but we are going, 730 kilometers an hour. We're going seriously quickly. So he is now at 1.38, and we are now starting to pull away, so we do not have to worry about him. And this is kind of what I think you have to do with the P-51, get into combat, dive, pull some separation, and then turn around. Now here I think I might have probably should have turned around a little bit quicker than I did, because we've got this other guy, Predator. There can be only one, boy. And I think he's in a bear cut, and he's going to be in some trouble soon. He's shot down one of the 0s, but he's now got a couple on his tail. And that Car 61 behind me, that is going to be the eventual bringer of doom for me. So he's now shot down one guy and been critically damaged by another A6M3. He's going to call for help, and we are heading there as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, we are not going to get there on time. And as you can see, there are now 3 enemies left on the enemy team. 2 0s down below, and the Car 61 behind me. And yes, they calls for help, and we are coming as quickly as we can, but unfortunately, it is not going to be fast enough. So we're 1.5 kilometers out. We are diving down, building up even more speed. We're going to start taking some shots and see if we can at least scare someone off. Get some hits on that guy, but unfortunately, as I said, Predator is down. But he's not the real Predator, so it's alright, ladies and gentlemen. It is okay. So now we are separating ourselves from these 2 0s. They're firing some very long range shots from that guy. 2 kilometers out, and we're going to pull it up. And here's the bull. So maybe this is where he actually got damaged, because reviewing this footage now while I do the commentary is the first time I've actually seen him do anything. So this guy is trying to turn out of the way, put himself straight in front of us, good shots in, set him on fire, and just shredded his plane. And this is where the fuck up happens. I turn around to see where the other guys are, and that one A6M is a little bit closer than I thought, and he's able to get a shot into my engine. And that is the very moment that pretty much sealed my fate. And you see, now the bull has flown off. It didn't look like he took any damage. The Car 61 is pursuing him, but he's just gonna climb up and eventually bail out of his plane, and is killed. His death does get awarded to another player, but I really don't know what was happening. So anyway, we've got 2.7 kilometers separation on this guy. We're going to dive down on him, and we do have to keep an eye out for that Car 61. So as you can see, it's now 2v2. Car 61 is just over 7.5 kilometers away. We've got this A6M in front of us, but now our cooling system is damaged. We're pouring black smoke. Take some shots, get a few hits at longer ranges, and we've already got the countdown timer for the engine overheat warning. We have now managed to capture the airfield, and I was trying to turn around. Car 61's coming heads up with us. We roll out of the way. I was trying to turn around and trying to take the fight there, but unfortunately it's just not going to work out that way. With my engine damage like this, with the countdown timer on, I really can't get there in time. So I go heads up with the A6M, set him on fire and kill him in a head-on attack. And now this Ki-61 is closing in on us. And I was going to try and do sort of a split S here, but I kind of reconsidered. I was like, no, I don't think I have enough altitude. I'm just going to end up taking my P-51 for a swim, which would have been a poor end to the video. And as you can see, the bull has now disappeared. I actually missed the report. The report saying he was down. So I've throttled down to 84% to try and cool my engine, but it's not going to help. I'm at low altitude, so I can only really pull up at this point, try and stay out of his guns for a little bit, but all I'm really doing is prolonging the inevitable. It sounds like this is one of the Ki-61s with cannons. And there we go, my engine has gone black. This fight, ladies and gentlemen, is over. And here he sets me on fire. But if I hadn't taken that hit in the engine, and here I sort of stalled the plane out, engine's died, and I'm trying to maybe try and bring the nose around for some sneaky shots on him, but it was not to be. So unfortunately that is the end. My P-51 is dead. But if it hadn't been for those shots in the engine, things could have gone differently. They really could have gone differently. But guys, that is what happens. Sometimes things go your way. Sometimes you're lucky with the shots that you hit on enemy planes, and sometimes lady luck just isn't on your side, and you take a brief moment to look behind you to see where the enemies are, and they're closer than you thought. We did manage to get Terror of the Skies, which is pretty good and not a bad first flight in the P-51 Mustang, which I have heard is a rather difficult plane to fly. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This is Predator 458 signing off, and I'll see you guys next time.